Taking a look at Jasmy, it kind of looks like Smooth Love Potion here. We have broken the previous all-time low to the downside. Actually looks like we're currently retesting the one level or the previous low here as resistance, ultimately for a suspected further move down. As usually when we break support levels to the downside, we'll have a final retest before we find a move down. But we'll have a conflicting indicator here, because if this candle does close like this on the daily chart, it would be a bullish engulfing candle, and usually these mean that a new uptrend will form, but not all the time. Here you can see we had a bullish engulfing candle and ultimately got rejected off of this red line of resistance. You can see the same thing back here, bullish engulfing candle, rejected again. But considering we have broken this low to the downside, it's really not looking that great in my opinion. I think that we'll likely see this move down to the 1618 at some point. And it might not even be all the way down to the 1618. We could very well bottom out at a micro fib before we see a move down to the 1618 and kind of start trending higher and really testing this red line of resistance. You can see when we broke this red box of resistance to the downside, we had a retest of it before we trended lower. Now this was to be expected. You can see that every time we tested the red box of resistance, our bounces got lower and lower. Our lows stayed the same, and we ultimately broke through to the downside. And this is because we kept testing this box too much. The more you test support or resistance, the more likely you are to break it. Turn on the EMA ribbon and the Ichimoku cloud on the daily. You can see that the ribbon is catching up with the price action. The Ichimoku cloud is relatively far away from us and is actually thinned out since it's printing, which is a good sign. So as I mentioned with Spell and Smooth Love Potion, this really needs to get bought up pretty quickly so that we can really start grinding away at these levels and break them to the upside. If we see something like this, a bear flag forming, the momentum indicators could come down and push the price further. If we take a look at the 4-hourly, you can see we've already gotten a rejection out of the 4-hour EMA here. From where we tested it to where we are currently was around a 13% drop, so nothing too crazy, but it's just something to keep in mind. Take a look at the hourly. You can see we've been rejected off the Ichimoku cloud once, sending us lower. Here we are testing the Ichimoku cloud again with similar strength. You can see it's about as wide as it is back here, so we could expect another rejection from here. And ultimately, if we come back in here and really start testing this, break it to the upside and use the top of it as support, we could very well break this downtrend and start moving up again, ultimately to move back into resistance, which is this red box. So something's up here. If this is the bounce, we'll likely see a rejection all the way up here at 0.15. Depending on how strong this rally is, it could very well top out at the 786, which is sitting around 0.14. And even at the 786 from here is around a 50% rise, so you could very well take some profits at this level. And if we do find a rejection here, we could very well get sent all the way down to this 1618, which is sitting around 0.04. Now considering that we have had such a quick move down here, I expect somewhat of a pump to the upside, but it could very well be ending here. And considering that we're kind of trading in between fibs now, this isn't something I'd necessarily want to trade in my opinion. So this is all I have for Jasmy today. If you enjoyed this video, go hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed already, go and do so, as I try to post content daily. As always, this is not financial advice, and I'll see you in the next one.